All right, we've got a live show here. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine with your forecasts for southern Indiana, Metro Louisville, throughout the Ohio Valley, and sometimes beyond here. Straight up 10 a.m. It's been at 10 on this Friday, January the 2nd, our first Friday of the new year. And we are looking live here as well with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera at a cloudy sky. See a little bit of that sun trying to peek through some of the mid-level clouds that we have across the area. It is going to be a chilly and dry weekend unless you are down around southern Kentucky toward Tennessee. That's where we might pick up a little bit of rain later today and tonight. But most of us will be dry today through the weekend, through the middle of next week. Rain chances pick up late next week, especially next Thursday. And then we will see the potential of some 60s returning next week. So winter on hold next week, it looks like, as we warm things back up. So we're going to take a look at that in the long-range outlook here in just a second. If you're new to the program, again, this is your live weather conversation, your long-form forecast for the area. If you have any weather questions, please drop them in the comments below. Let us know where you're watching from. Thanks for liking or subscribing on our pages. What are those pages? It's my page. Perhaps you're watching on Meteorologist Ben Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather on the World Wide Web. And back to a look out there right now, and I'm going to bring up a look at the current conditions as we have a chilly start. Ton of frost on our cars this morning. Maybe a little patchy fog in some spots as well. Not seeing any fog out there now. As I look out the live weather window, 5,000, we're at 30 degrees. Hoosier State in the 20s. Congrats to the Hoosiers, by the way. An enormous win against Alabama last night to go to the semifinals of the college football playoffs. Go IU. All right, so looking at temperatures, we're kind of playing the middle ground here. It's much colder to the north. There are negative numbers up in Minnesota and Wisconsin. You typically think it's pretty cold up there. It is. And then warmer along the Gulf Coast in the 50s and 60s. And we'll play it kind of right in the middle, kind of seasonably chilly for this weekend. And before we start to go above normal as we head into next week. So we go ahead and put on the RADSAT, the radar and satellite view here across the region. And again, if you're new to the program, we do like to start off with look at the current conditions, look at your quick forecast, and then we'll take a deeper dive through about 10:20, and then we'll take a deeper dive into the weather models if you want to get really nerdy about that. And then we'll do the forecast recap as well. Here's a look at this southern system. You can see it streaming towards the Mississippi River. Again, that is going to impact areas, I'd say, generally south of the Bluegrass Parkway for today and the Western Kentucky Parkway. We could take a peek at that real quickly here with the weather models in just a moment. But just know most areas are going to be dry. And as that system spreads our way, it is going to keep some cloud cover around for today as well. And we'll get rid of that and bring up a look at your weather headlines here, what we're going to be talking about. Again, a dry and chilly weekend. Temperatures will be hovering in the lower 40s, about where they should be for this time of the year. We have 50s on the way for Monday and Tuesday, 60s next Wednesday through Saturday, and then the wettest day right now looks like next Thursday. Not seeing, unfortunately, any snow for you snow lovers anytime soon. Might be, it was around 16th, 17th. Some of the longer range data was showing perhaps a chance of some snow by then, but we may have to wait a little while here, is what we're saying. All right, let me bring this back up here and head on over to extolmag.com/weather. I feel like I hear a dog barking in the background as usual. All right, here's a look at we got our live stream up right now. Again, you can subscribe to our page right here. 31 degrees, our current temperature at the Extol Media Studios. And the daily weather forecast here, we've got your sunshine returning, especially on Sunday and Monday. It looks like it'll be our sunniest days. Get your hourly forecast right here as well. You can scroll down, check that out. The brand new 7-day forecast I've got uploaded, and today's weather story as well, which includes the weather jokes, the weather history, and the weather countdown. We've got your regional weather maps if you ever want to check those out, and interactive maps that you can play around with. You can be your own meteorologist right here. And that shows that southern system right there. I always just like to check out the cloud cover, a lot of cloud cover around the area. It also has your future cast, your future radar here. You can hit play on that. And it's going to take this little southern system into the southern portions of Kentucky later today, and really more of a Tennessee thing. So maybe just kind of glancing the Tennessee and Kentucky state line later on today and tonight. But that's it as far as precipitation, as kind of a look at your future radar. And so let me go ahead and bring comments that are in as well, and we will get rolling along here. Good morning. We have a good morning here to Perry Porter on a new year. Still got the coffee by the side there. Beverly Hagist from Borden, Indiana. Lillian Lasley down there in Grayson County with 33 degrees at the house. And Tammy Morton. Good morning to Tammy and Vicky. Thanks for tuning in here, guys. All right, so let's get to the forecast here. One more seconds. We're rolling along on a Friday, January the 2nd. I want to thank our partners. As you know, Lyons Roofing here, Lyons. They've got you covered, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. Here in Indiana, in Kentucky, throughout the metro Louisville area, you can call them for a quote, 812-294-3595, or you can go right here to their website at lyonsroofingco.com. Perhaps you may have to work with your insurance company if you have roofing issues, if you get in an accident, whatever. This guy's got you covered as well. Michael Long with American Family Insurance. You can give him a call, 812-578-3072, or you can find his page right there that I'm scrolling on live right now at amfam.com and just search Michael Long. Thank our partners here at Ivy Tech Community College. You can go to locations. It's spring session times. We like to hear that, right? The word spring. They got their spring sessions. If you go down here to their important dates and upcoming events, January 12th, they've got their spring semester beginning. And you can see some more important dates right there, all their different programs. Tuesdays at the Tech, if you want to get one-on-one information and get hooked up with career coaching, with financial aid, how to pay for it, how to get it started. They're going to help you out with their friendly faculty members there at Ivy Tech Sellersburg. Well, thank our partners too at Libs Paving. You go to libspaving.com, go to the career section. Maybe in this new year, you'd like an opportunity. They may have an opportunity for you to work, maybe find a new career. These are their career options. You can go there and apply online. Again, thanks to our partners for allowing us to do what we do here with Ben at 10, our live program here throughout Southern Indiana and beyond. All right, let's get to the forecast here, y'all. Let me get rid of that and bring up this. Again, dry and chilly weekend, hovering around 40 degrees for highs. We'll probably keep some clouds around tomorrow. I think Sunday will be sunnier. Be nice to get some sunshine around here. 50s Monday and Tuesday, 60s late next week, and then wet right now next Thursday. All right. How many days until? Average coldest temperatures are in 14 days. Perhaps after that, we'll start to get colder once again. Our average highs in the 50s in 49 days. That's when we head into February, late February. And then our time change is in 65 days. That's early March, March 8th. When we get closer to those 8 p.m. sunsets in March, spring begins in 76 days. Today's weather history, actually a lot of tornadic history on today's date. 1897, 3 deadly tornadoes in Louisiana and Arkansas. 1960, the Southern Hemisphere had a heat record in Australia, 123 degrees, the highest in the Southern Hemisphere. 2006, let's go back here. 1955, Hurricane Alice. Weird to have a hurricane this time of the year, but it passed through St. Martin, spanned 2 calendar years from late 54 into early 55. 1999, the Great Lakes blizzard in Chicago hit the area with 1,100 flights canceled, 350 million in damage, 73 fatalities, and the temperature went to 20 below. You don't think of like a blizzard or a snowstorm causing that much of a problem. 2006 Georgia tornadoes, 7 tornadoes impacted Georgia. And then in 2017, deep south tornado outbreak, 36 confirmed tornadoes, Louisiana to Georgia, 4 deaths from straight line winds. And there is kind of a secondary severe weather, or I guess tornado alley, especially in February for the deep south there around Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia. In the winter months, they can get hit pretty hard. Our stupid weather jokes of the day. These might be extra stupid, by the way. For today, I kind of made up this first one, so it's probably just a second. All right, you got to know your coolers to get this first joke. Why was the Yeti better than the Coleman? These are brands. Why was the Yeti better than the Coleman? Because it was cooler, and that's why everybody buys the Yetis, right? Because they're cool. When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. A parent. Why didn't the astronaut come home to his wife? He needed his space. I can hear the laughter in the background. I appreciate it. We've got Dennis Gregory popping in this morning from Bedford, ready for those warmer temperatures. They're heading your way very soon, sir. Thanks for watching the show today. For your Friday, January 2nd, 2026, today, 41 degrees, chilly and calm. Almost no wind out there today. So just mostly cloudy out there. Might get a little rain if you're down toward Tennessee, but otherwise most of us are going to be dry. Our sunset at 5:34. Tonight's low, 30 degrees, mostly cloudy, and just a light north breeze. Hey, Beverly's got my back. Loving the jokes. Thank you very much. And our forecast here for your Saturday, January 3rd, we've got 30 if you're up and out early, 37 at noon, and then 42 for our 4 p.m. temperature, our high temperature tomorrow. Very near our normal high of 44. Normal low is 29 if you're keeping track. Our sunrise at 8 a.m. We're now at the latest sunrises of the year. And so what's going to happen here, our sunsets are still getting later minute by minute, and they'll continue to get later through around June 21st when summer begins with our summer solstice. Our sunrises have been getting later too, right at 8 o'clock. Now, the sunrises are about to get earlier gradually while the sunsets get later. That means our daylight overall gets longer and longer. So that's what's happening now. It's also the I'm going to mess this up. Quadrantid meteor shower. It lasts through like January 12th, but the peak, I think, is tomorrow night. There have been reports of some fireballs like streaking across the sky. Fireballs are like big meteors. And you can actually report meteors if you see a big flash in the sky at the American Meteor Society. You can just Google that. It'll take you. And then you'll also see that it wasn't only you. You'll see people like in Ohio and Pennsylvania that saw the same streak across the sky. So it's kind of cool. You can report those. But they're probably coming from the quadrantid meteor shower that is in progress right now. Probably won't get a clear sky till tomorrow night. Might be a decent chance to look to the northeastern sky is the best chance for that. The quadrantid. Okay. Going back to the forecast here. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. Lower 40s this weekend. Again, normal chilly. And Joseph Benningfield, good morning. Happy New Year. Retired railroad man. Always loved the Falls of the Ohio pick. Loving to see the L&I Railroad Bridge, 33 in Lebanon. Thanks for that backyard report as well. We can get back to that live view there in a second as well. Love to check that out too. There's always a lot of activity along the waterfront, whether it's people looking at the fossils or people fishing or the birds flying around. I see some seagulls right now. 52 and for Monday, 58 Tuesday. It looks like a little disturbance will try to move through late Tuesday. Might get some sprinkles out of that. Might be a sprinkle or two Wednesday. I've kept the rain chance out for now for Wednesday with 62 degrees there. And then spring-like late next week, and that'll bring in a system. Right now, the Euro, the Canadian, the GFS, all of the weather models are pretty eager about a good rain chance next Thursday. Too warm for snow. And then next weekend could be a little bit wet at times as well. We say it a lot this time of the year, January, February. If you're getting warmer, you're probably getting wetter as well. So as Joseph was mentioning, and this is a good point, by the way, feel free to derail. Speaking of railroad, pun intended, feel free to derail this show. If you want to see something, if I went over something too fast, let me know. We can get back to different things. And Lillian loving the jokes as well. Thank you very much, Lillian Lasley. All right, 10:16. Again, we're cruising along here. There's my dog. I better go get my dog. I'm gonna leave this beautiful shot up while I let my dog in the house real quick. So I've got two jobs when we do the show from home. I am a dog letter in and outer, which is an all-day job when you have 3 dogs. And of course we do the meteorology as well. Okay, let's get to the models here. I'm gonna pop them up. We're looking at this southern system that's moving through Arkansas and into western Tennessee right now. Real quick on that system, because it is going to be in and out of basically the Kentucky-Tennessee state line today. It's not really going to impact very many of us for today. So I'm going to bring up the HRRR, the High Resolution Rapid Refresh Weather Model. And this here is at 3 p.m. today. Again, maybe some sprinkles around Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm going to go to around 6 p.m. today. You can see most of that system is down south over Tennessee. So if you have any southbound travel that took you towards Nashville, you might run into some rain with that. Otherwise, it's not going to be a big deal. What most of us will get out of this system is just some cloud cover. Been really cloudy here lately. Looks like that'll continue. This is a look at the cloud cover on the weather model. You can see a lot of it. But, maybe tomorrow we can try to get rid of some of these clouds. I'm going to go to our third afternoon, Saturday the 3rd. And there it shows the clouds trying to clear out tomorrow afternoon. That white on the map is not snow. That is cloud cover. I just want to emphasize that. No snow over the long range outlook. And for those of you seeking sunshine, this is what you're looking for if we can get that to clear out tomorrow afternoon. It's been very difficult at times to scour out these stubborn clouds. That is the HRRR. I'm going to go to the NAM 3 kilometer, and it also shows the clouds clearing out tomorrow afternoon. So I'll go back in time here a little bit. So this here is around lunchtime tomorrow. It shows some lingering clouds. But as you can see, they're gradually moving out tomorrow afternoon. So that would be good. And hey, maybe we'll see a meteor with a clearing sky tomorrow night with the quadranted meteor shower, if I'm saying that correctly. I'm just cruising through the cloud cover as we head into Sunday. And it looks like we'll have a lot of sunshine for Sunday as well, as a quiet weather pattern returns to the area. We don't do it very often, but that's your cloud forecast, since this weekend is going to be very quiet here for us. And our temperatures are going to be near normal. Lows in the 20s, highs in the lower 40s for Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so that's kind of boring. We're in kind of a boring weather pattern, but it's nice to have a quiet start to the new year. Really no weather worries. I don't see any severe weather anytime soon, even with the warmer conditions late next week. Speaking of which, it's time to check that out. So let me go ahead and bring up the GFS weather model. as we look, let's go temperatures and then we'll go rainfall. So we'll go good news, bad news. Because I hate a lot of rain this time of the year. All right, so the temperature map here, I'm going to go to, we'll go Tuesday. Tuesday the 6th. All right, we're starting to see the warmer numbers. Look at that. When you see yellow or orange, that is spring-like air in the wintertime. So it shows some 50s over us, 60s out to our west and to the south. Looks like a warm front will be lifting through our area. The cold weather is up north. And that's not even terribly cold for them. The really cold air is up here in northwestern Canada. Early next week, minus 30s, minus 40s. So if you want to get cold, go up to the North Pole. Okay, let's go to our Wednesday, the 7th. And we're starting to see more of that orange glow head our direction. So as we query these numbers here, you can see we're looking at the potential of upper 50s, low 60s across our area. This is your Wednesday, January the 7th. Warming things back up. Now, we'll continue this warming trend into our Thursday, the 8th. But this one comes with rain. I'll show you that too in just a second. So it looks like we're well into the 60s. At the very least, some low 60s. And sometimes these numbers are kind of conservative this far out. We've seen it before, you know, Christmas week. We even had a 75-degree record high day. So we'll see how warm we eventually get, right? But right now, you can see the warm weather here. Now I'm going into the 9th, which is a Friday. We are in the warm sector. We're definitely on the warm side of things with 60s there. Going into Saturday the 10th. So not this Saturday, next Saturday. It looks like eventually a front will move through. Okay, to the rainfall we go. Let's bring up the reflectivity. And I got to go back to Thursday the 8th. This is the 8th morning right here. I'll go a little bit earlier. So this is Wednesday, 10 p.m. And we go into Thursday morning. There you can see that rain over the top of us. So right now I've got like a 70% chance of rain Thursday. That might end up going up to 100% chance of rain. And Deborah Humphrey says, I prefer boring to storms. That is just fine. I agree. It was a nice quiet start to the new year. And with this on Thursday, I don't see much energy for storms so far. So that is definitely good news. This is the most unstable Cape. Convective available potential energy. The fuel for storms, there's not a lot of it. Might get some rumbles of thunder, but I don't see severe weather ingredients with this at this point in time. Okay, back to the rain product here on Thursday. This is going into Thursday afternoon. So Thursday looks wet. All right, I'm going to go into Friday, the 9th. Looks like that front moves off to the east. We might be mostly dry next Friday, the 9th. But another system might try to come back to the north, drag that front back north. This is Saturday, the 10th. More rain chances there before that slides off to the east. Moral of this story. Good morning, Joe Banks. Thanks for tuning in here this morning. Warmer and wetter late next week, especially next Thursday. Now, it's time to go on a limb and see when winter may or may not return. Since we're going to go out on a limb and look at the far ranges of the GFS, it is time for So what we're looking for is these colors that you see up to the north here. If we can get this stuff to drop over us, that's the return of winter time. So we'll see what happens here as we go day by day and go as far out as the good old GFS weather model will go. So this is the 11th, nothing crazy there. This is the 12th, nothing crazy. It's all cold north. This is the 13th. Nothing doing yet. Going to the 14th afternoon. Okay, so we're starting to get maybe the jet stream pulling down a little bit. Cold air getting closer to the Great Lakes on the 14th. Going to the 15th, right smack dab in the middle of January. Nothing for us there. Cold air still north. Notice the orange and yellow near us. So we're kind of playing the middle ground here. And going into the 16th. Nothing happening. What if we just had a quiet January? How about that? Nothing there on the 17th. And this is as far out as the GFS weather model will go. I will say the last weather model run of the GFS, the 0Z or Zulu or Greenwich Mean Time, which is around 7 p.m. last night, had some cold air trying to come in around the 16th and 17th. This latest run does not have that. So the models would kind of fluctuate back and forth that far out. But for now, the jet stream is tying up all the cold air, really cold air, up to the north. So what you have here is a subtropical jet stream here over the south. You've got your polar jet up to the north here, and it's more of a flow off the Pacific. We're not getting this flow coming down from the North Pole. So everything is locked up. As far as extreme winter weather, I don't see it anytime soon through the next couple of weeks. It's in jail. It's in Canadian jail right now is where winter is. Let's bring up the Climate Prediction Center's outlook here. The CPC Division of the National Weather Service that looks at the long-range outlooks. 6 to 10 day outlook. And it has changed. I don't know how much you guys, follow along with the Climate Prediction Center. But it has us in the above normal temperature zone here. Everything in high confidence in above normal temperatures over the 6 to 10 day outlook. We'll be near normal this weekend, then we go well above normal with our temps next week. Going to the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook as we wait for it to load. As we test out our Starlink internet here. And we're kind of on the edge of above normal temperatures for the 8 to 14 day outlook. We've got Kathy Scott in here from Trimble County. Thanks for tuning in here this morning. Beverly Haggis says, quiet works for me. And Vicki Berger, I like the quiet winter with a little warmer temperatures. I get it. Not bad to have an easy winter every now and again. I always say I like one or two big snows, and then we can call it quits. The mapping is a little funky on this, but that shows us with high confidence above normal temperatures. So, and I just showed you those temperatures in the 60s. Likely next Wednesday through Saturday. So there you go. That has been the Ben on a Limb segment. All right, this is a live look outside. Oh, there's a couple fishing down there. They really blend in. I don't know if you see this cursor. They're gone now. They're geared up. It's got to be chilly down there by the water. Thankfully, there's not much of a breeze, so that helps if you're out fishing today. All right, let's do a forecast recap. We're here at 10:30. Yeah, for those of you tuning on a little bit later, we will recap everything here for you. And a reminder, too, if you ever want to join up or just ask me a weather question or whatever, if you want to connect, Ben at extolmag.com, Ben at extolmag.com. You can also learn about our marketing and advertising solutions there. So dry and chilly this weekend, 50s Monday and Tuesday. Then we'll have 60s late next week. And the wettest day right now looks like next Thursday. And how many days until the average coldest temperatures of the year? 14 days. I think that is probably not going to happen if we stay above normal. It might have to be later in January or maybe February before winter makes a return. Average highs in the 50s and 49 days, but we're going to have another kind of spring fling next week. Time change in 65 days. That's March 8th. As we start to get closer to 8 p.m. sunsets again, spring in 76 days. Do you want this new year to fly by as quickly as 2025, or do you want it to slow down? I say, let's slow her down a little bit. Let's slow down 2026. I feel like 2025 was a weird year that went by really, really fast. All right, a lot of weather history. There's a lot of tornadic history on today's date, and you can watch the replay. You can go at noon on my Facebook page and see it, or on extolmag.com/weather on the weather story. We got it all posted right there. But several different tornado outbreaks. And our stupid jokes of the day. These are brands here. Why was the Yeti better than the Coleman? Because it was cooler. Talking about cooler brands there. When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. Why didn't the astronaut come home to his wife? He needed his space. We're running out of the jokes, by the way. I'm scouring. So if you have any jokes, you can email me, Ben at extolmag.com, and we'll share your jokes. Okay, your forecast today for this Friday, TGIF, 41 degrees, chilly and calm. I feel like next week we're back to normal as far as knowing what day it is and what time it is, and starting the new year out, getting back on track. North wind at around just a very light north wind for today. 30 degrees, our low for tonight. Mostly cloudy, cold and dry, light north breeze tonight. And our forecast here for your Saturday, January the 3rd, 37 at noon, 42 for the afternoon high tomorrow. And we're getting our latest sunrises of the year happening now. They will start to get earlier gradually, and our sunsets will continue to get later. But an 8 a.m. sunrise tomorrow, and then a high of 42 degrees. Not far off the normal high of 44. So chilly and dry this weekend. We should see more sunshine by tomorrow afternoon, and especially on Sunday. For those seeking the sun rays, 52 Monday. May get a sprinkle or two late Tuesday. Mostly dry, though, with 58. Maybe a sprinkle Wednesday, 62. But looks like most of the rain will hold off until next Thursday. Good chance there, as we saw also with the GFS weather model. And then we could stay a little unsettled as we head into next weekend. But right now, not seeing any big threat of severe weather with that next week with the warmer conditions. Something you got to think about when it gets warm in the winter. Sometimes you can get a severe weather threat. Kathy's saying the December snow was enough for me. Yeah, we did have one good kind of wet snow. And Diana Peine hoping for good weather for the Peach Bowl. Go Hoosiers. Yeah, and go Hoosiers last night. What a big win. That's my stepmom, Diana, tuning in. Lily and Lasley, have a wonderful day. Stay warm. Laura DeVore watching from the YouTubes. Loving it. I'll take the little breaks. Yeah, we can get things done, get things done around the house or the yard or whatever. Get things cleaned up in the new year. Or just take some strolls around outside next week when it starts to warm up. And actually, with the wind so light today, it won't feel all that chilly. I mean, it's going to be chilly, but we don't have the extra wind chill with almost calm conditions out here for today. All right. Let me get rid of this and add this back up as we begin to wrap up the show here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I want to thank our partners here as well, Lions Roofing, lionsroofingco.com, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. We've got a brand new website here where you can get a quote online. You can see their services, you can see their reviews and all that fun stuff as well. So you can also give them a call if you don't want to go there. I'm scrolling through their website right now, but you can call them 812-294-3595. And if you want to get a quote, maybe try to find a price reduction or find ways to save, you can find ways right here with Michael Long, amfam.com, and then search Michael Long, or just give him a call, 812-578-3072. We'll thank our partners at Ivy Tech Sellersburg as well. Go to locations, go to Sellersburg. Boom, it'll take you right there. You belong here. They're going to meet you where you're at, whether it's in high school, maybe middle age or beyond. You want to learn something new. There you go. Dozens of programs here for you, and they're going to be so helpful to help you through. You don't have to be nervous about it. They're going to help you one-on-one on how to figure it out, how to get it plugged in and get started and registered. And thanking our partners here at Libs Paving as well. They're going to get geared up for a new year, and they might need your help or someone you know. If you know someone needs an opportunity in this new year, here are some jobs where they could apply online. There we go. Love talking about opportunities here. And whenever you want, any day of the week, any time of the day, we got your weather resources here at extolmag.com. That's extolmag.com. There's my live stream up right now. Thanks for liking or subscribing. If you're watching there on YouTube or wherever, just hitting that little like button or whatever helps it spread out. And then we got your daily weather forecast, really quiet conditions. We've got your hourly forecast right there loaded up all the time. A brand new 7-day forecast if you want to take a look at that. The weather story, other weather maps, all kinds of different stuff if you want to check that out. Looking at the current conditions here in the lower 30s now. There's two different interactive maps you can play around with and check out. There you can see that southern system moving from Arkansas into Tennessee. That might give parts of southern Kentucky a little spritz today and tonight, but most, if not all of our area is going to be dry. But again, a lot more. Oh, do you see a cat on the couch, Vicky? No, that's my big dog, Des. That would be a very large cat. No, that's Des. Des, you want to say hi? Oh, I woke her up. She was sleeping. And then we've actually got all four of our animals. Desi's right here. Annie's head is right there. The cat is right there. And then Skeeter's right there. That's my audience here this morning. And we've got Vicky with Go IU, Go Bisons. What a win last night. Happy for my little Hoosier, Hannah, freshman at IU. Good morning, Orlean Whitlow from Hodgenville, 32 degrees, a little fog and cloudy. Yeah, keeping the clouds around probably through the first part of tomorrow, and then we'll try to see some more sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. I think Sunday we'll have a pretty good amount of sunshine across the area as well. Laura, all the babies want to be where Dad is. Yeah, they know they can get either usually a pet or some treats if they're around me. All right. Okay, that's going to do it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and tuning in on a lovely Friday. Sky getting a little bit brighter out there, even though still a lot of clouds. It's going to be mostly cloudy out here for today. And I know you guys have found me one way or another, but as always, thanks for following or liking on my page. You can find it there, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Peine. Hey, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your first weekend of 2026. We'll be locked and loaded for a full work week next week. We'll be back at it. It's been at 10 on Monday. And, of course, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. And thank you very much, Laura, for tuning in here this morning. Looks like Desi's got a little itch. I called her out. Now she's licking it. All right. That'll do it. I'll see you guys later.